So I'm on the 10-hour bus journey from Perth to Esperance, and we're stopping every 2 hours or so to stop in the middle of nowhere. And I stopped, got some ginger beer, the local ginger beer. It's pretty tasty, and had some suspicious looking chicken nuggets, to say the least. Look at this. Poor, naive Stokesy. He had no idea what he had in store for him as he travelled to Salmon Gums on the bus to Esperance. So stick around and I'll tell you about what was quite possibly the worst time of my life. So I'm going to be doing a lot of talking, so I thought I'd show you some of the drawings I've done, maybe a time lapse of it, because it's a bit more interesting to see. Anyways, I got the job at this farm, and I thought it was a pretty good deal. It was earning $25 an hour. It's in Esperance, so about 10 hour bus journey from Perth. And I arrived there, and my boss, who was meant to pick me up from Esperance to go to Salmon Gums, is about like 10 minutes late. So I'm just chilling, waiting for him, and he finally arrives. He seems alright. It's called NATO. And immediately we go to a supermarket to get food. It's like 7 o'clock at night, and I'm panicking, trying to buy my food for the week. I'm like, oh, okay, what do I get? um, and then afterwards, I get my food, and he's like, oh, it's a good thing you're in Esperance because I need to do some business. And I'm like, okay. In my head, I'm like, what's this business? But he didn't tell me what the business is. Right, so now we go over to this guy's house. We knock on the door, and he's like, yeah, you're right, come follow me. Because originally I was going to stay in the car, and he was like, no, you come with me, I think you'll be alright. I'm like, okay, what the hell is this? I'm like, it's kind of shady. Go to this guy's house for like 9 o'clock at night, and this old guy opens the door, and he's missing a finger, and he's like, oh, NATO, what's going on? He takes us round back. He's like, come round back. We follow him. I'm like, what is this guy gonna do to us? I don't know. So we go round back, and he opens this big heavy door, and we go into, I'm not even kidding, a bunker. And I'm like, oh, I've heard stories about this. Oh man, is this gonna be the news? So, anyways, I don't take heed of the warning signals, and I follow down the tunnel. And I'm like, oh, okay, this is good. La 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 la. Go down the corridor in the bunker, and all of a sudden we come up to this big floor-to-ceiling safe vault, and this is like a proper, like something you'd see in a movie or a cartoon. It's got steering wheel door things. I don't know what the word is for that, but and then it's got a number combination code thing. Yeah, it does the code, beep, 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 and then spins the steering wheel, and the bolts go kaboom. And I'm like, okay, what's this guy hiding? He opens the door, and I have never seen so many guns in my entire life. They all had labels on them, and he had some crazy guns. He had like Barrett 50 cal, he had AKs, he had ridiculous amount of handguns, and then he has a whole shelf of grenades. In my head, I'm literally screaming, but outside, I'm alright, because I've been around people with guns before. I know how to act, you know. And NATO was talking to him about getting a gun, and he's deciding whether to get a pump action shotgun or a lever action shotgun. So he goes, talks to him for a bit. I'm looking around, just in awe, and And then once they figure out, oh yeah, I'll have the pump action shotgun. No, the pump action shotgun. He's like, oh, do you like my collection? And I'm like, yeah, because honestly, it is pretty cool. But I'm like shit myself. And he starts to show me more of his collection. I'm like, oh, okay, let's see more of his collection. He's like, oh, look at this, and he's just holding the fucking grenade, and I'm like, is that live? And he's like, no, it's deactivated, but some of them are live. And I'm like, oh my god, is this place gonna blow up? And then he's like, oh, but you want to see the real deal? And I'm like, okay, what's the real deal? So he goes to the end of the shipping container we're in. It's like a massive shipping container, and this guy's got a safe. And I'm thinking to myself, this guy has a safe inside a bunker. What could possibly be in this safe? And he pulls out these really old, like, Colts and Smith & Wessons. And I'm like, these are absolutely beautiful guns. But he's keeping them in socks. And I'm like, what the hell? He's like, how much do you think this is worth? And I'm like, well, you keep it in a sock, so probably not that much. He's like, I keep all my guns in a sock. And I'm like, okay. And he's like, yeah, you're right, it's fake. But this one's real. And he pulls out this gun and he's like, this one's worth $40,000. Wow. Okay. Wow. Okay. I'm basically coming to the conclusion that this guy is an illegal arms dealer. Some of it seems legit, but I mean, some of it doesn't seem legal in Australia. Anyways, to say the least, I should have used that as a first warning that NATO was going to be a horrible dude. NATO's the farm boss that was going to employ me, and he just isn't a nice guy. Anywho, we get back into the car after we've been in the bunker, and he's decided how much he's going to pay him, and all that. He tells me, yeah, man, sorry about that, I didn't give you a warning. I'm like, yeah, maybe you should have given me a little bit of warning. And he's like, yeah, I got my guns taken off me by the police a couple of weeks ago. Second warning. And he says, yeah, they took it off me because my license ran out or something like that, and they seized them. So I'm going to buy some new guns off him. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Anyways, he tells me a bit about himself and the farm. His parents own the farm, they're Italian. And he's the son of the parents. He tells me about his wife. And I'm like, oh, how'd you meet your Russian wife? And he's like, oh, yeah, online. I think he met his wife on, like, RussianWives.com kind of thing. And I'm like, okay. I won't say third warning, but perhaps third warning. And yeah, we get to the place where I'm staying, and he says, I call this the hut. And it's a beaten up shack. It's got electricity, it's got running water, hot water and everything, but it's awful. And I thought I was going to be living with someone. He was like, yeah, you're going to be living with someone, so you won't be on your own. There was no one there. And he says, yeah, that guy who was meant to be living with you, his grandfather had a heart attack and he had to go. At the time, I believed him, but now looking back at it, I think that story was made up. And I discovered that this hut I'm in has no signal, and then later on I figure out that the whole area doesn't have any signal, and it's Telstra I'm with, and apparently they're meant to have the best signal in Australia, coverage everywhere. They don't have coverage here. So I'm all on my own, and I have nothing to do. I don't have a TV, don't have entertainment, the only thing I have is a book. So I read that, and there's only so much reading you can do until you get bloody bored. So I go to sleep. Next morning,
wake up, and he gets a ute, and I drive the ute to the farm, and the farm's 7 kilometers away from where I'm living. I go up and I meet the family, meet the Italians, and to be honest, they're kind of a bit disgruntled with me, if that's a word to explain it. They're not that impressed, and they're not welcoming at all. I go up and shake their hand. I'm like, "How you doing? How's it going? Where are you from?" And they're like, "Yeah, okay, you now work." They don't speak much English, but they don't. They're not. I mean, I've met some nice Italians before. These aren't nice Italians. Now Nato shows me around the farm, shows me where everything is, how to do certain things, and he starts unveiling all these rules that he has, and some of them make sense, but some of them are just weird, man. Like, for one of his rules, he says, "Don't touch my dog. You wouldn't touch a man's woman, so don't touch a man's dog." For me, I think to myself, not really the same thing, and come on, man. Your dog's really cute. I want to touch it. Anywho, he gets me to work doing gardening, and I say, "Okay, well, fair enough. It's my first day. You're not going to trust me with big, heavy equipment." So I'm doing my gardening, mowing the lawn, mowing his lawn, mowing the grass around the farm, so there isn't fires, and they have a big problem with snakes in Australia, so they don't want people bitten while they're working, and they hide in the long grass. So I'm getting rid of the long grass, and his mother comes up to me, and I'm like, "Oh, hey, what's up?" She doesn't talk to me at all. She just watches me. She watches me for the rest of the day, and every now and again she'll grab the lawnmower and be like, "No, you do it wrong." I'm like, come on, I'm mowing a lawn. How wrong could I be? It really gets on my nerves. And I finish the day, and I go back to the hut, and again, I'm all on my own. I have to cook my meal on my own, no entertainment whatsoever, only the book I have. I haven't downloaded any music on my phone. I can't even call home because I don't have any signal, so I can't tell my parents that I'm alright and having a good time, which I'm not. So I go to sleep. Next day, same thing. I'm doing gardening all day. I'm hired as a farmhand, so I'm not their gardener, and he's making me mow his lawn. It just drives me up the wall. And again, his mother is watching me all day, and they take it in shifts, actually. The mother and father take it in shifts to watch me, and I can't work like this. And every now and again they just correct me. There's no positive criticism. It's all negative criticism. And I'm mowing the lawn perfectly well. I've mowed plenty of lawns in my life, and I know how to garden. And every time I seem to have like a water break, they're constantly on me, and it's bloody hot in the middle of nowhere, and there's flies everywhere, and every now and again I want to have a water break, so I have a water break, and they're like, why you stop? And I'm like, I'm just having a fucking 1 minute water break, can I not do that? So it just gets on my nerves, and I still can't contact my family, so I'm having an awful time, and I don't know, sort of my mental health is just deteriorating, because I'm not speaking to anyone all day, and I'm just getting abuse yelled at me constantly. It gets to the end of day 2, and he drives up to me, and he says, "Yeah, mate, I think I'm overpaying you." And I say to him, "What? You what?" Yeah, and he says, "Yeah, I think I'm overpaying you. You're not doing any farm work. You're not that experienced." I'm like, "Yeah, no shit. You are making me garden all day. I'm not your gardener. I'm experienced in farm work. Anyways, he says, yeah, I think I'm going to have to dock your pay. And I say to him, well, can I think about it? Because I'm kind of debating leaving. Because they're treating me like the help. They're treating me like some sort of paid slave, you know? I know that sounds a bit weird, but they were horrible to me. I go back. I and I'm this time I'm determined to get some signal. So I take the car, and he says, "You don't take my vehicles anywhere." But I don't listen to that, and I take the car and I drive all the way into Salmon Gums, which the farm is several kilometers away from Salmon Gums. So I drive quite a far distance down the road in the ute on my own in the pitch black, and this car doesn't even have headlights, working headlights. I have to use high beam the whole way, hold it down, and search for signal on my phone on a straight road, middle of nowhere. And I finally get a little bit of signal, and I call my mom. I tell her that I'm having an awful time, and she says, "Yeah, you have to quit. You have to quit." And at this point, I just given up. Yeah, I was like, yeah, I'm quitting. I'm here on my own. It's not going to get any better. They are treating me awful. They're not nice people. Let's go. So I make the decision. Let's go. Let's pack up your stuff tonight and quit in the morning. So I pack up all my stuff. I go to him the next morning. I'm slightly late because my mind's somewhere else. I'm trying to think about what I'm going to say to NATO in the morning when I quit, and I take a lot wrong turning. So I'm lost now in the middle of nowhere because there's several turnings I have to do to get to the farm. Finally get to the farm, and I go up to him and I say, "Yeah, sorry I'm late, but I quit." And he says, "That's all right." And I'm shocked. I'm astonished because I just spent the whole of last night thinking up what I'm going to say, trying to practice how I'm going to say it, being assertive, and thinking up what he was going to say to try and keep me here. He said, "Yeah, that's fine." And he says, how are you getting home? And I ask him, well, maybe I could take your car. And he's like, "You don't take my vehicles anywhere." So I'm like, well, can you give me a lift into Salmon Gums, and then I can hitchhike to Esperance? And he goes into the house, storms into the house, and I wait like an hour, and he comes back out with my pay slip, and I'm astonished. He paid me for the 2 days of work I did. So I'm pretty happy. I earned like $400. After he gives me the pay slip, he says that his parents are going into Esperance and that I'm extremely lucky because they're willing to give me a lift. So I'm very thankful that I'm not having to walk all the way to Esperance because I was debating doing that. And eventually I get in the car with them and I say thank you guys, and they say, "For what?" I said, "To give the lift to Esperance." And for the hour and a half car journey to Esperance, I'm in the back. They are just yelling abuse at me, just being like, "You cost us money. You were shit at your work. You were lazy, you didn't do anything right, you're an awful farmhand." I'm keeping my mouth tight shut. I don't want any reason for them to kick me out of the car and make me walk to Esperance. We finally get to Esperance. I get my stuff out of the car, and it's like a weight has been lifted off my shoulders. And I get a hostel in Esperance. I spend the night there. And apparently it's a really nice place, but I just want to get out of there back to Perth. And I realised that I've managed to break even. I didn't lose any money, so that was good, but I managed to have the worst time of my life. And that's the story. If you're still here, well done for making it to the end of the video. I know it was a long one, but hopefully the drawing and the story kind of made it worth it. I don't know. But if you like this, then let me know about it, and maybe I'll share another story of my travels in this kind of format where I'm drawing. Hopefully I'll get a bit better at doing it. Yeah, thanks for watching, and enjoy the rest of this time lapse. I'll be back with one soon.